Two young girls were found dead inside suitcases buried in shallow graves on the east side of Cleveland, Ohio. Neither has been identified, and no missing persons report in the area matches either child. How do two school-age children disappear without a single system noticing they were gone? You are watching NowBurst. This story is still developing, and here is the full picture so far. On Monday evening, a person walking their dog near East 162nd Street and Midland Avenue on Cleveland's east side noticed something in the ground, a shallow grave. Inside it, a suitcase containing the body of a young girl. Cleveland homicide detectives responded and, while searching the surrounding area, found a second shallow grave, a second suitcase, a second body. Cleveland Police Chief Dorothy Todd addressed the public on Tuesday. She called it a terrible, tragic situation. One girl was estimated to be between 8 and 13 years old. The other between 10 and 14. Both were black. Both had been at the site for what Todd called some time, adding that it was not just something that was recent. She did not provide a more specific time frame. No cause of death has been determined for either child. There are no suspects. There are no leads. And as of Tuesday, neither girl had been linked to any active missing persons case in the area. That last detail is the one people cannot let go of. The reaction online splits in a few directions. Many are asking the most basic version of the same question. How do two children vanish without triggering a single alert? Some have raised the possibility that the girls may not be from Cleveland at all. In criminal cases, perpetrators sometimes travel long distances to dispose of remains far from where a crime took place. If these girls came from another city or another state, Cleveland's missing persons databases would not flag a match. Others have pointed to gaps in how children are tracked once they leave public systems. In many states, a parent or guardian can declare a child is being homeschooled, and follow-up from that point ranges from minimal to non-existent. There is no national standard for verifying that a child withdrawn from school is still safe. Whether any of these scenarios applies here is unknown, but the questions show a real fear about how easily children can slip out of view. Back to the investigation, Todd acknowledged a core problem. The problem is the timeline, she said. When detectives don't know when a crime occurred, standard tools lose value fast. Security cameras overwrite footage. Witnesses lose details week by week. Digital records have retention limits. Without knowing which week or month to focus on, investigators are working outward from the burial site with very little direction. Todd's wording at the press conference also hinted at the condition of the remains. She said there are no clear indicators of the cause of death. That phrasing, paired with the confirmation that the bodies had been at the site for some time, suggests decomposition serious enough to limit what a standard examination can show. The remains are now with the Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner's Office. Identification efforts may involve DNA analysis, dental records, or genetic genealogy. All of those take time. Online, many people have read between the lines of Todd's careful language and drawn their own conclusions about the state these children were found in. And until investigators know who these girls were, they have almost nothing to build on. A name leads to a family. A family leads to a last known address, a school, a circle of people, a timeline of when each child was last seen alive. Without identification, the case has no foundation. Todd described the area where the suitcases were found as one that does not get a lot of foot traffic. That is likely why neither grave was discovered until a dog walker wandered close enough to notice. This was a location chosen deliberately. The conversation around this story has also brought up a pattern that goes beyond Cleveland. Research has found that missing black children in the United States tend to receive less media coverage relative to their share of missing persons cases. Some people are raising that disparity directly, asking whether these two girls receive the same concern in life that they are now receiving in death. Others argue that adding systemic critiques to a case before the basic facts are established risks turning victims into symbols before they are even identified. Both reactions are present, and both point to real tensions in how the public handles cases like this. Cleveland police have asked anyone with information to contact their homicide unit at 216-623-5464 or Crime Stoppers at 216-252-7463. But this case comes down to one thing: names. If the medical examiner can identify either girl through DNA, dental records, or genealogical databases, the investigation gets its first real direction. If that doesn't work, the break will need to come from outside. A phone call. Someone who recognizes a detail from this story. Someone who remembers two girls who stopped being around. Right now, in a building in Cuyahoga County, two children are waiting to be given back their names. And somewhere beyond those walls, the person who put them in those suitcases has not been found.